All right, y'all already know what's up. Y'all already know what's up. Y'all already know what we came here to do, our weekly gathering for House of the Dragon. Y'all said y'all like these long videos, so I hope y'all rolled up. I hope y'all got y'all, you know what I mean, food, whatever y'all need. We are here to celebrate. We are here to bring glory and honor to Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen, the Unclocked, the first of her name, Queen of the Andals of Rhaenyra and the First Men, Lady of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm. Let's get into this episode! All right, so the episode starts out with Rhaenyra and Adam meeting with their dragons behind them. And Rhaenyra's like, girl, you got one of House Targaryen's dragons. You talking to the president of the United States. What do you want? Adam's like, look, lady, I don't know what's going on. This dragon done snuck up on me talking about how y'all tried to force a white man to ride him. He's just like, girl, can you please save me? I ain't asked for all this. I'm just trying to learn the ways of the dragon rider. I want to serve the gods. So he bent the knee. Rhaenyra was suspicious of it, like how quickly he did, but he was like, look, I'm lowborn, but I've dedicated my service and life basically to House Velaryon. He's just like, you know, if the gods are calling on me to do something, then why would I reject them? And I just loved how every time each of them took a step toward each other, their dragons behind them did the same, like, girl, don't you play with me. Don't you play with me. So after Rhaenyra interrogates him about his parentage, like, girl, you sure you ain't Targaryen? Adam lies, and he's just like, well, you know, my dad ain't no one of consequence. Adam talking about he don't know who his mom is. Rhaenyra was just like, all right, so we're going to figure it out later. Do you think that you can get Seasmoke to Dragonstone? Put him in cruise control if you have to. Just get him to Dragonstone. And Adam's like, okay, we could do it. That is just, I loved it. I didn't think we were going to get the meeting so early in the episode. I was kind of gagged when they opened with the meeting. But I loved it. Alicent is getting patched up here by the Grand Maester, and she's cut in the same place that she cut Rhaenyra. This is so interesting. All my life, I've endeavored, she says, to serve my house and the realm, and somehow none of it matters. We are cast aside or hated. Yeah, girl, Rhaenys tried to tell y'all that. Rhaenys tried to tell y'all. The Grand Maester is very much someone who comes to work, clocks in, and then clocks completely back on out, doesn't get involved in all that. Because he really doesn't address what she says, and he's just like, you'll have a scar, but it will be easily hidden. And then we see a rat on the table. Like, girl, what will be easily hidden? This whole place is dirty. The filth and harm of this place cannot truly be hidden. I just thought that was a cute scene. Whatever. Alicent is clearly going through it so bad she had to go touch grass. Like, it was crazy. Because then she telling Sir Rickard that she wants to go out. He's like, out? I'm sure he's thinking, you know, she wants to go to Bible study or something, and like at the Sept or something with her fake sanctified. But like, she's talking about going to the Kingswood. Girl, what are we going out there to do? Like, are we Lucying in the sky with diamonds? We having a trip out there? Like, you want to go to the Kingswood? I'm trying to stay in the castle. Like, what's going on? And on top of that, you want nobody to be out there with us? No handmaidens, no nothing? Alicent's going through it. So Aemond is sending Aegon's bros back to the wall when Larys and Jasper or whatever, they start talking. So first this guy's like, guess what? I done heard it through the grapevine. I done heard it through some YouTube comments that Seasmoke has a rider. That's what he's telling Larys. It could be Rhaena. How about you go ahead and tell the king what the tea is? How about you go ahead and tell Aemond that we, you know, Seasmoke got rider and shit. Larys is like, girl, Rhaena almost got ate up the last time she tried to claim a dragon. You said that you got this shaky tea from YouTube comments. And bro was like, yeah, I done seen some shit coming into my spam email too. Like, Larys was like, you think I'm dumb? I'm not bringing some unconfirmed BS to Aemond to get my head chopped off. That's not what's going to be for me. Leave those whispers to the wind. So that's what they did with that Seasmoke information. So MAGA Jace is over here. MAGA, honey. MAGA Jace is over here. He got that jaw clenched, so you know he mad. You know he mad, because here come Rhaenyra flying in with a rider for Seasmoke. The council is pissed. The lowborn can't just go claiming dragons, girl, but they did. But they did. But they did. That's what they talk about in council. They can't be claiming these dragons. They did, girl. What y'all gonna do? So Corlys is gagged that it's one of his shipwrights. Not only does Rhaenyra tell them to treat this rider like a guest and not the thief that they want to treat him like, but Rhaenyra also ain't even at the council. She with her girlfriend. She with her girlfriend. You will not replace us, Jace. That's what I'm gonna call him. You will not replace. That's what Jace is saying. Jace is mad as hell. So Rhaenyra's talking to Mysaria, like, oh my gosh, Adam must have Valyrian blood, whatever. Like, Mysaria's like, girl, okay, but do you trust him? Rhaenyra's like, well, beggars can't be choosers at this point. I ain't got a choice. Like, I need dragon riders. And Rhaenyra goes on by saying, like, wow, I really got to do some digging to find more, people like Adam who can ride these dragons. And Mysaria chuckles like, girl, you you trying to do all this searching through Wikipedia and shit. You know what I mean? But your family are all y'all are sluts. We can find them bastards anywhere. We can find them anywhere, even on Dragonstone. So you doing all this digging, it really don't matter. Like, it's going to be, so I know of 40 of them that I could text right now, Mysaria said. She was like, your family cannot keep it in the past at all. I mean, as we clearly can see from every last episode, the episode before that one. As we clearly can see, y'all can't keep it in the past. So then Rhaenyra responds like, oh my gosh, are you talking about the lowborn, like the pores? We gotta go looking through all the pores to see if there are any one of them. Mysaria's just like, girl, don't act stupid, rich girl. You're trying to put your kin on this holy pedestal of honor, and the ancient houses got honor and fealty. And Mysaria's like, girl, but they're the ones trying to tear you up right now. Your kin is trying to tear you up right now. The lowborn people are actually serving you. And this is a good point, but like, I also don't trust Mysaria for a single moment. Like, and it's not to say it's a bad thing. I mean, it's a bad thing for Rhaenyra, obviously, but from Mysaria's point of view, if you crawled your way up from the depths of poverty, you might have a rightful grudge against all these highborn people or the system of it all. Just like Jace and Rhaenyra have certain ideas about the lowborn, for contrast, right? Like, imagine experiencing what Mysaria has been through and then having to listen to all these lords and ladies and kings and queens and politicians complain about their problems. I just think that Mysaria could have a plethora of motivations that honestly make a lot of sense, and that's kind of why I don't trust her for Rhaenyra, even though I will commend her for trying to survive in this crazy world, if that makes any sense. But Rhaenyra ended this scene by saying, essentially, since the realm called my kids bastards and were making fun of me and all that, how about we just go ahead and raise an army of bastards? And I love it. I love it. So during this scene, all Corlys says to Adam is well done, right? And like, I know that this scene is, or at the end of the scene, he says, well done. And I know that this scene is meant to be a feel-good scene because Corlys, is finally recognizing Adam. But to me, someone shouldn't have to go so far as to claim a damn dragon for you to actually treat them well, especially if he's your own son, Corlys. And then for all you to say to him is well done, it's just like, girl, what? you would have kept ignoring him if he hadn't claimed a dragon. So to me, you would think that Corlys would be letting go of this kind of thinking, that line of thinking that you have to, claim something, be something, I don't know, to establish some type of familial bond or some kind of connection, right? In my opinion, because he worked hard for his title, his position, his riches and power and things and all that. But like we saw last episode or episode before, whatever, when Baela was talking to him, it all meant nothing. It all meant nothing without having Rhaenys by his side. The dragons, the money, the titles don't really, the ships, whatever, the treasures don't really mean anything at the end of the day, especially when what humans really want in the end is connection. So yeah, I know that this scene is supposed to be a feel-good moment. And I know that this is Westeros, so titles and accomplishments and power is everything. But I'm just like, why did it take all this for Corlys to say well done to Adam? And Corlys is someone who's lost his family over things like titles and, you know what I mean? And claims and all that. I think that Corlys should be resigning himself from that kind of thinking, especially after losing his entire family. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just like, this Adam thing, it annoys me with Corlys that even as his family is all gone, like he still has this like Westerosi rubric up for his family for Alan and Adam or whatever to pass in order for him to give them any kind of like honor or respect or anything. I think he should be moving away from that, especially now that like Rhaenys is gone. But that might be a little bit I don't know. I might be reaching with that, but let me know what y'all think. So Oscar Tully pulls up with the River Lords, and this shit was crazy because in private, Oscar told Daemon, he was like, he called Daemon King Consort, whatever. Even though in public he said Prince. That shit was so funny. Oscar said, House Tully swore an oath to King Viserys, so we won't go back on it. And Daemon's like, all right, good, so let's go get them, let's go to war. Oscar's like, well, they might not listen to me since I'm so young. And on top of that, the River Lords hate you. Like they all hate you, bro. So what are you gonna do? Now, real quick, I want to know what y'all think about this. Since there is no true way of knowing when Daemon is dreaming or not, and we didn't see Alice Rivers this entire episode. We did not see her. And usually she'd be, lurking around doing something. Like, we didn't even see that bust down, that black bust down. We didn't see her walk around. So now I'm just like, I don't know. Do we think that Daemon is dreaming all of this or some of this? Because the first time that we met Oscar, he was stumbling and fumbling and like, oh, your grace, just like really fumbling through it with Daemon. But now he has this like super crazy level of confidence. Like Lyanna Mormont, like it gave me Miss Mormont down. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it was a fun watch. I loved seeing Oscar get Daemon together, but I kept wondering, I'm like, are we sure that this isn't Alice? Like, magic, skin change, whatever it is. Like, do y'all think I'm reaching? I'm like, the first time we met Oscar, he was tripping over himself. Now he's bucking up. Like, it was fun, but I'm like, I don't know what I can trust. I don't know what I can trust. So out here, essentially, the scene is Oscar just drags Daemon for acting up. And it's funny because Daemon could just lunge and swing his sword, but I think he really likes the fact that Oscar is talking his shit like this. Because he was smirking here when Oscar said that basically their house will keep their word, even though some people are unworthy of it, And Sir Simon was looking at Daemon like this the whole time Oscar was getting shady. Reads off on him. Simon was like, girl, it will be only a minute now before something pops off. Simon don't want no drama. He just want to stay out the way. But by the end of it, they came to an agreement that, they're bound by their oath to Viserys, but someone had to pay for the crimes that had been done. And so Daemon was urged to carry out the sentence, carry out justice when it came to Willem Blackwood so that he could get his army. Willem was over here begging like, oh, I've been loyal, Daemon. I've only been loyal. Girl, he don't care about none of that. And you knew that. You knew what type of man this was. Like, he don't care about none of that. He came here for an army, and that's exactly what he's going to get. Y'all bet not play with it. But yeah, Oscar was dragging Daemon up and down. But I just, like I said, I feel like Daemon really liked to see that. It's almost like a Arya and Tyrion thing. Remember when Daemon said, there are things the crown itself must not be seen to do? He said it to Willem Blackwood. But in season 1, he was chopping off arms and legs in King's Landing before the tourney. Because he was like, y'all got these lords and high lords and stuff coming for the tourney. Y'all want crime to be in King's Landing? He was out there chopping off people's appendages and shit. So I'm just like, okay, you talking about there's certain things the crown can't be seen to do, but you're doing them anyway. Damon, very unserious. Very unserious. When I tell you that I love this scene, like, I love this scene so much. And see, this is what I'm saying. We don't know when Damon don't know when Damon's dreaming. Daemon don't know when he's dreaming or not. So it's just, we don't really even know what, like, his entire time at Harrenhal could have just been, and then he's sipping drinks and don't even, and losing whole hours, days of time. It's just, we don't know what is the real tea with Harrenhal and what is a hallucination at this point. But here comes Here comes sick and decrepit Viserys talking about the weight of the crown. He was like, I didn't want it, and I was right not to. It crushes everyone who wears it. You always wanted it, Daemon. Do you still want it now? And Daemon definitely looks like he doesn't. Definitely. I thought this was a perfect way to incorporate Patty again and just like see the dreams make sense here. I'm just like, why was last episode so much different than this one? Like, y'all got, I don't know, maybe y'all need to just stick with a particular set of writers throughout the entire season, because I'm like, why is the quality so vastly different this episode versus last? I don't know. But yeah, Ryan Condal actually said that Patty came up with the idea to have Viserys in his withered state when he offers the crown to Daemon or asks him about the crown. It was just so good. Woo! And speaking of the weight of the crown, this scene with Aegon was so brutal. Oh my gosh. His burns are healing, but I mean, he has serious permanent damage that will never be undone. I mean, it's a struggle for him to even take steps forward. He's walking around here looking like baby prunes from SpongeBob, girl. Like, it's just he falls and it's just visceral, unending pain. Like, Aegon is wailing and sobbing when the Grand Maester tries to pick him up. He's like, no, wait, please. Larys is banging on the door. They can barely get Aegon into like bed. He's just crying out in pain. It's just terrible. It's terrible. Larys tells the Grand Maester, guess what? Have him try that in a couple hours. Grand Maester's like, that's crazy, bro. Look at him. Grand Maester's like, you got to be out your mind. But Larys is at this place where I guess for him, the alternative is worse. The alternative being Aemond coming in and finishing the job, and maintaining power in King's Landing. So he tells both Aegon and the Grand Maester that, guess what? The rest that you're looking for, the rest that you so desperately desire, Aegon, is not coming. So we're going to have to keep on working. And I was like, oh my gosh. So here Corlys tells Alan to help Rhaenyra with the Dragonseeds, but also that his brother is now a dragon rider. It gags him, and Corlys says, well, you know, your mama, I knew little of her heritage. But to me, it's almost like Corlys was saying to Alan, if it's in the blood, you can go ahead and try to ride them dragons if you want to. But Alan is just like, girl, I'm not doing that. I'm Salton Sea. Adam always was restless. He was trying to prove himself, like, girl, I ain't really about that life. And I'm just like, okay, we're gonna see. Okay, so this scene is just here to tell us that Rhaena is definitely getting the dragon sheep stealer next episode, later on, whenever. But I'm just like, girl, who gonna watch Rhaenyra babies? Girl, you done ran off of Rhaenyra babies to find sheep stealer. I get it, but it's just like, girl, she gonna carry them babies to Pentos on sheep stealer. Like, what's the tea, girl? Or you gonna take your back to Dragonstone and be like, yo, I got a dragon, let's go to war? Like, what's the tea? What we gonna do? I mean, obviously they're going to war. It's just like, you don't give Rhaena sheep stealer like a dragon and don't bring her to war. So we gonna see where they're going with that, especially given the fact that, to me, Nettles has been just completely cut out of here. Alicent is out here in the woods. I don't know. She brought s'mores. She brought some off bug spray. She brought a big cooler, maybe some toiletries. They got a couple tents out there. Like, Mama is so down bad right now that she's going camping. Not even glamping. It's full on camping. And she's like, she ain't no lowborn lady or nothing like that. She used to the luxuries in life. Like, she went cold turkey camping. That's how bad she was messed up in the head. Alicent, girl. So her guard, I'm sure by this point, is like checking his watch. He's just like, you know, my wife is making like food at the house right now. Like, I'm trying to figure out when I can clock out, girl. Like, this guard is like, I'm trying to figure out when I can clock out. And I know whatever y'all gonna say, Kingsguard can't get married, whatever. Y'all know what I mean. He's just trying to clock out. And he's like, when are we going back to the Red Keep? And she's like, we probably ain't going back there. So good luck. Imagine being the guard and hearing that. Like, what you mean we not going back, bro? Like, what are you talking about? Alicent, I was like, maybe Alicent planning something that she's like, girl, I'm not gonna be on this planet. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what she meant. I was like, oh girl, what's going on with Miss Alicent? This scene was so wild because Jace came in on Rhaenyra like, so what? You got these lowborn pores? You got these lowborn pores claiming dragons now? Claiming Targaryen magic now? Like, what, Valyrian magic? Was that your girlfriend's idea? Y'all swipe right on Tinder. She thinks that she can. Y'all both swipe right on Tinder. You think that she could come in here and take over the Targaryen dynasty with these dumbass ideas? You got the little boys claiming dragons. Jace was mad, honey. He said these people are thugs. They are DEI hires. These people are welfare queens. They're watermelon munchers, chicken bone suckers, bunnies in a jungle. That's what he said, girl. That's what he said. That's what I heard him say, girl. That's what he said. He said, you will not replace us. You will not replace us. That's what Jace turned into, girl. Put a MAGA hat on his head, girl. Put a MAGA hat on them curls, girl. When Jace racist ass was going off like that, I wanted the Valyrians to pop up and be like, what did you just say about us, girl? What did you say, girl? Jace was on his Make Dragonstone Great Again campaign. Do you hear what I'm saying? And then Jace started out, he was like, guess what, Rhaenyra, when you open those legs to Sir Harwin, did you not think that my hair would come out dark? You don't know how genetics work, harlot? I was like, oh my God. Is this who we are? Is this what we've become? That's essentially what Rhaenyra has said. But so breaking this scene down, Jace definitely is feeling some kind of way for multiple reasons, right? First, he's already been made fun of his whole entire life for being a bastard. He's had to overcompensate to prove that he's actually Targaryen his whole entire life as a royal. But now these lowborns can just come in and ride the dragons? Absolutely not. He's already insecure about his bastard shit and all this. Like, absolutely not is probably what he's thinking, right? And the second reason is that he's saying to Rhaenyra, what happens when you die and one of these silver-haired people, these silver-haired bastard you've given dragons, decides that they want to rule the kingdom instead of me? And Rhaenyra's just like, well, you're my heir. Everything will be fine. You're going to rule the kingdom. And it's just like, girl, no, everything will not be fine. You gave these people dragons. They're not just going to sit on their ass. Like if they think, if they want to challenge Jace, that's something that Jace is definitely going to have to think about. But Rhaenyra at this point is extremely desperate for more dragon riders because of her current situation. And so she's seeing it through that lens, but Jace is seeing, okay, yeah, you're gonna win if you win the throne, whatever, but like Jace is seeing how it will inevitably affect him down the line, especially when Rhaenyra is no longer here. So Rhaenyra tries to calm Jace down, but it doesn't work because she's gonna go ahead and try to do the Dragonseeds plan anyway, even though Jace does not want her to at all. Damn, Jace. We know who you voting for in this upcoming U.S. election, Jace. We already know that. So Mysaria starts the process of getting all the Targ bastards to come to Dragonstone. Now, Ulf gets encouraged by his friends to go, and I love how everyone is so hyped for him to go. Like, I would be like, y'all so excited? How about y'all go face this dragon? Hugh decides to go as well. We find out that their daughter died. Oh my goodness. And his wife, well, we expected something to happen, but like, I knew she was real sick, but my goodness. His wife's like, well, you can go get a good desk job at Tumbleton. They got some food. They got some grocery stores over there. Like, we're going to be good. We can find you. I mean, you could work retail at Tumbleton, something. Hugh's like, girl, we got to do something. We too poor for this. And here, of course, we find out that he's the bastard cousin of Daemon and Viserys. Hugh's mother was Sarah Targaryen, the daughter of King Jaehaerys, the first Targaryen. She was a notorious figure who fled to Essos and worked in a pleasure house. I think Jaehaerys kind of like banished her slick a little bit. So yeah, he was just like, I was ashamed. Hugh said, I was ashamed. I just wanted to pull myself up by my bootstraps or whatever. And he's like, I gotta do something. So even though Hugh's wife does not want him to go, because she's like, I don't want to be a widow, I don't care about riches and want to be a lady or nothing like that. Like, you talking about going to face a dragon, I don't want to be a widow. But he does anyway. I'm sure Hugh's at this place where it's like, my daughter done died, we poor, like, I need to try something. Alicent is baptizing herself in nasty lake water. Sis is gonna mess around and get beaver fever. She gonna come out of there with 3 eyes and 2 extra heads. Alicent, get out this nasty water. What the hell's wrong with you? But Ryan Condal said that she had a moment here, and when she opened, when she closed her eyes, and when she opened her eyes and got back out the water, she had apparently been invigorated by some new purpose, and we'll see what that purpose is later on. And that's what Ryan said in the behind the scenes thing they put at the end of the episodes and stuff. So I'm just like, okay, did she have to get in that swampy ass muddy ass tank water to do that shit? Like, she couldn't do her bathtub. She been doing it in her bathtub this whole time. Why she need to go to Lake Lanier? Why did she need to dip her foot into Lake Okeechobee to know that she need new purpose? She could have done that in the comforts and luxuries of the Red Keep, girl. But I guess she saw them rats running around. She was like, girl, it's the same way. It's lake water in the Red Keep and lake water out here, because rats running around in both places. Okay, I'm done. Hold on. I'm done with Alicent. I don't know what's going on with her this episode. Okay, so this part gagged me as much as it gagged Rhaenyra. Because the Dragon Keepers are just like, girl, like, we really cannot believe you're doing this dumb again. Like, we can't. Like, Sea Smoke already ate up Sir Darkland. Like, why are you trying this one more time? Putting Andals before these dragons. These people are not dragon lords. Like, this is blasphemous. It's an abomination. Like, they were just like, get it out my face. So Rhaenyra then mentions this being the will of the gods. And now this is the second time she didn't mention the gods. The first time was with the conversation that she had, or in the conversation that she had with Jace. And then now she's talking about, oh, well, it's the God's will. It's the God's will that I do this. And it's like, girl, it would be one thing if Alicent hypocritical ass was saying this, but like, girl, you ain't never been no religious girl, Rhaenyra. Like, you ain't never been that girl like that. So I think it's just so funny now she's going to start leaning on the gods and manifest destiny and all that. And the Targaryens already lean on that stuff, and they're already like, oh, well, the dragons are gods. But like, I don't know. Like, Rhaenyra ain't never been like this religious to me to where she's like bringing up the gods every second. But now she's like, hey, girl, I need to solidify my rule, my throne. I need to get these riders on these dragons. So whatever, they need to hear that white Jesus is coming to save them if they get on this dragon. That's what I'm gonna tell them. So yeah, Rhaenyra was like, oh, well, this is the will of the gods. Dragon keepers were like, girl, this is your will. Get out my face. This is blasphemous. We are out. And so the order leaves. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's that is crazy. And it would be I don't know what the lore does with this, but it would be so interesting because like, I would, if I was a Targaryen ruler and the Dragon Keepers left, like, first of all, I wouldn't just brush it off like Rhaenyra kind of, I mean, maybe she did that to brush it off like in public, but like, I would be shook, like still visibly shook giving the speech to these Dragonseeds, because the Dragon Keepers know so much. They know so much. Who knows if they if I was a Dragon Keeper, like, do you think that they stashed some eggs somewhere? It's just like they know so much. Now, maybe their devout like beliefs will keep them from acting in ways that would be detrimental to Targaryens, but at the same time, they could be formidable enemies if they chose to be, you know? So I like that she got a consequence to her action, right, in this story, Rhaenyra, where it's like, you're going against these customs, so of course the Dragon Keepers are out. But, you know, the fallout from that could be insane. Like, if they wanted to develop another story, you know, it could be insane. So then Rhaenyra goes on to address the Dragonseeds. And by the way, Ryan said that Emma came up with this idea to walk amongst the Dragonseeds and talk like this, which is a very good idea. I don't know why y'all wouldn't y'all do this? Matt been giving y'all good ideas. Patty been giving y'all good ideas. Emma giving y'all good ideas. I'm so happy that they're tuned into their characters and they make good decisions. Every decision I've heard that the actors have made is like something, especially Matt Smith. Seems like y'all need to keep listening to him. That's what it seems like. So yeah, she's walking amongst them. She warns them they might never return to the life that they left if they're trying to claim these dragons or one of these dragons. But she also says to them that the reason they're doing this is to bring peace to the realm, and we're going to end hardships and war, and we're going to do it without crazy bloodshed. And then I'm like, okay, girl, she's giving y'all this savior message. And it's so funny because, like, yeah, I'm going to buy into the propaganda. I definitely am. It's going to be all peace and love and harmony after we claim these dragons. I'm so sure of it, Rhaenyra. Anyway, so they go check out where Vermithor is, right? Like, I love hearing Rhaenyra call him in Valyrian. She said, Naijot Mazis Vermitos. Come forward, Vermithor. And he does so. And she's looking so, first of all, Rhaenyra looks so good calling him. She's just like, hearing her speak Valyrian is so, I love it. Of course, Vermithor is agitated. He's rowdy. Like, girl, what are all these people doing here? You woke me up for this, just like you woke up sea smoke for some bullshit. Like, I want to go back to sleep. So Rhaenyra's like, Likiri Vermitos. But it's only when she whips out that hard ass Dohaidas that he calms down. I loved Emma's acting choices here with their facial expressions because I just felt Rhaenyra's excitement at feeling all that power, feeling Vermithor's power, right? Like in her smirk, and it just like embracing that fire and blood within. Yes, this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see, right? So after all that, after she gets Vermithor to be in cruise control a little bit, like idle mode, she turns around. Amazing shot. Love this. She turns around and said, all right, so who's stepping up first? Who want to be first? Girl, everybody looking around like, y'all want to go do this? Which one y'all want to go up first? Because it ain't going to be me. And then Rhaenyra moves fast as hell to the balcony. And now if I'm watching that, like if I'm a Dragonseed watching Rhaenyra and her people move that fast up out of here, I'll just be like, girl, we're cooked. Rhaenyra and her officers and Baela and all them left out of here that quick after she stopped speaking. We are all about to be cooked in here. I would have known that. So this guy comes up to be first, right? He comes up, he's walking up like, okay, girl, I mean, we about to do this. If we here, we here. It's like, I'm not going to get all the way to Dragonstone. And if we here, let's just do this, bro. Like, and Hugh's daughter done died. Everybody poor. It's just like, if this ain't it, this is it. You feel me? Everybody poor, everybody starving. And the queen rich as hell, fed, telling you, looking in your face, telling you, oh, girl, it's hardships, and we're going to do away with the hardships. Okay, girl, I'm all the way here at Dragonstone. I'm like lowborn from Flea Bottom. Like, if this ain't it, if this dragon don't want me, then this is it. Then I'm done. So, yeah, the guy comes up and tries to touch Vermithor, and Vermithor is like, did y'all see this bitch try to touch me? Did this bitch just spit on me? Like Tiffany Pollard in New York. Did y'all see this just spit on me? He said, did he try to touch me? You know what? All of y'all stink. Y'all all smell like King's Landing's chamber pots. Guess what, Dracarys? Girl, he lit all that up. And it was just absolute mayhem. Like, oh, it looks so good on screen. The CGI looks so amazing. But it was absolute mayhem. So he lit Vermithor's, cooked their ass like we were grilling on a Sunday, and then sent other people, including Hugh and Ulf or whatever, scrambling down below. So, of course, Rhaenyra's gagging, like, absolutely shook. Her guard tells her that they have to leave, but she's like, no, I'm gonna watch this. By the way, the sound effect that Vermithor makes when he spits fire was so cool. I kept hearing it. I was like, oh, that's so sick. I love it. Vermithor's just going in. Like, y'all done brought him a whole platter of food, just like right on the stone, like right on the hot stone that y'all go out and walk out to mount your dragons, like sitting right there. Why would he not? It's just giving very much hot pot. Like, why would Vermithor not take out his napkin, put it in, tuck it in his collar, get out his knife and fork, and start digging in. Like, girl, I'm eating. And Rhaenyra's looking out like, okay, y'all are getting grilled up, but two of y'all better come out of this alive because I still need some riders, okay? If this is a sacrifice, that's what it's gonna be. I'm leaving here with something. I'm from round the way. I'm from Dragonstone. I'm from Dragonmount. I'm leaving here with something. And it's so crazy because we were introduced to Vermithor in this episode with Rhaenyra calming his down. So she could have stepped down there and been like, look, Kitty, don't hide us. Like, please stop. Vermithor, what are you doing, bro? Like, she could have really went down there and stopped, but she stood up there looking out from the balcony like, girl, I'm leaving here with something. It wasn't no more don't hide us after that. Like, girl, she said, when y'all gonna have to make it on top of Vermithor before I leave here, girl, or we gonna try this again with somebody else, with 50 more y'all. So Hugh's on the ground watching people get ate up and lit on fire. Like, it was such a cool sequence that felt like one shot, right? Like, it was just great. But eventually he got Vermithor to bend his neck. I think it's a combination of like not showing fear and of course Valyrian, Targaryen blood, whatever. Dragon, just my guesses, because I think in his own way, Ulf showed no fear with Silverwing. It was Silverwing's so pretty. I love the horns and the color, and it just and the personality is so cute because he kept pushing, like nudging Ulf around. It was so cute. Like, I ain't never seen one of y'all in a long time. But I mean, so back to the Dragon Bond thing. I think in his own way, Ulf showed no fear, right? Because he just closed his eyes, accepted what was, accepted the power of the dragon, and was just like, well, if you're gonna burn me up, girl. That's it. Like, he wasn't screaming and flailing, even though I'm sure he was like scared. I don't think he showed fear. Like, Hugh screamed his anger and fury. I mean, and I'm sure we're gonna dive into Hugh's anger from his situation, from everything. Like, Hugh screamed his anger and fury at the Bronze Fury, and it bent its neck. Ulf, I think, showed how at peace. I don't know if peace is what you call it, but like a surrender, like almost like he didn't flail, scream, or anything. Like, he was just like, girl, if you want to burn me up, go ahead. Because I'm sticking here. So I don't know if I'm reaching. Tell me what y'all think. Either way, I absolutely love Silverwing. I can't wait to see more Silverwing. One of the I love the color blue anyway, but like it looked really good flying over King's Landing. And speaking of that, Aemond and them see that a dragon is flying overhead. And Larys and the other lord look at each other like, oh, girl, that's probably sea smoke. We was just talking about that earlier. But it's definitely not sea smoke. It's Silverwing. And I love seeing how Ulf is getting his life, like enjoying riding. He's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Your first ride on the dragon is pissing Aemond off. That's so funny. Aemond gets mad. Do you hear what I'm saying? He hopped on that horse so quick and raced to Vhagar. Took flight to chase Silverwing down to Dragonstone. Like, I'm sure he was getting ready to kill Silverwing, right? Only to start telling Vhagar to turn around. I was like, wait, what's the tea? What's wrong, Aemond? What's the tea? What you see? Why you scared now? Why you turn around now? What's the tea? He looking around like, is that Rhaenyra surrounded by 3 dragons, by an army of dragons? Hell no, turn your ass around, Vhagar. That's what he said. The fear in Aemond's eyes was so delicious. Like, okay, girl, try that. It was like Rhaenyra was saying, try that sneaking shit that you tried with Luke and Rhaenys now. Try it now. Online, they said that Rhaenyra's dragons were screaming Valyrian slurs at Vhagar. I am crying. It's like they were saying, and Vhagar, another thing, Vhagar, that's why your skin's so ashy, Grandma. And didn't Meleys cut that stomach up? Didn't she cut that stomach up? I know you feel that in your abdomen, girl. We coming for you, Mama. The final shot here just gave me so much life. It was so sickening. I shouted at my screen when I saw it. Do you hear what I'm saying? I was like, yup, that's the Dragon Queen. That's the Dragon Queen. That's the Dragon Queen. Don't ever in your life play with the dragon, the rightful heir. Don't ever in your life play with her. I was gagging. I was like, this is like that shot when Daenerys was coming to, or when Daenerys left for Westeros with all her dragons. Like, I was just like, this is one of them shots. It just really activated the gay in me. The queening out started when I when I saw this shot. It injected directly into my veins. You know what I'm saying to y'all? But yeah, y'all, let me know what you thought of this episode. I thought that it was the best one this season, even though like it's up there. I don't know. Episode 4 was great because of the battle with, of course, Rhaenys and that whole thing. But I'm just like, as far as a balance of dragon action and also conversations that move the story forward, it was just a perfect balance to me. The characters were doing what they do. The CGI, the dragons looked amazing. Silverwing was beautiful. Vermithor is just mad and scary and formidable. It was just great. I love this episode. I think it was my favorite one so far this season. I really hope that I will think that the finale is even better. And it seems like craziness is happening in the next episode because Alicent's son, Daemon or whatever, is coming with his dragon to Sarion. They about to strengthen the High Tower hosts. Also, I saw that Aemond reacted to the fact that Rhaenyra now has more dragon riders by trying to get Helena to fly out to war on Dreamfire. I'm just like, girl, you're ridiculous. So I saw this, all that from the trailer, right? I'm just like, Aemond, you are so ridiculous. So it's about to be a mess, a beautiful mess that I cannot wait to enjoy watching. I really hope you enjoyed my review. I had a lot of fun making it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Of course, make sure to check out my Patreon at patreon.com/AvatarAdrian for exclusive content. Love y'all so much, and I'll check y'all out later. Peace. All right, y'all, make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the wait list there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, this sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing, fantasy and stuff. So just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zeraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind, right? And go to Zeraxia.com, sign up, join the wait list, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.